First things first, we're going to be talking about prop firms. And then the second thing we're going to be talking about is the best three prop firms to use. And then after the best three prop firms to use, then we're going to talk about how to connect all three different prop firms. Okay. And then from there, we're going to kind of transition into the market as well. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys and get this rocking and rolling. Okay. So all you guys know Take Profit Trader. We're going to be touching on Take Profit Trader later in this video, but the top three prop firms out there are going to be Take Profit Trader, which is the main one that I talked to you guys about, Tradeify, which is the one you guys see right now, and going to be Alpha Futures. So we're going to start talking about Tradeify. Now, Tradeify is having a really nice promo, 40% off, no activation fee till tomorrow. Okay, and you can get up to 5 of these accounts, just like Take Profit Trader, which is really, really nice. Now, if I go ahead and scroll down, there's going to be a few options. All right, the first option is going to be a growth option. Okay, you can get funded in as little as 1 day. Okay, which is pretty nice, right? You don't. It's just like Top Step. You don't have to take 2 days to bit a little bit better than Take Profit Trader in a sense, I guess, because you don't have to trade for 5 days. Right, you can get as funded as in little as 1 day, but the problem with obviously getting funded in as little as 1 day is what happens. You kind of over leverage your position because you try to hit the profit target in 1 day, and then it might make you over leverage and you might blow these accounts a lot quicker. So I wouldn't really recommend a growth account on Tradeify. I would actually, and again, I have 3 of these accounts as of right now. Probably by next week or maybe middle of next week, I'll buy 2 more, but I have 3 of the are you recording this? Well, yep, it is recorded. It is being recorded. So I have 3 of the, what is this called? Select funding accounts. They're called Select instead of Growth. And this is as little as 3 trading days you can get funded, which is still really, really good. So I chose, and I have 3 100K select funding accounts. All right. Now, again, I do the 100Ks because I don't really like the 25Ks. I don't like the 50Ks because if we're trying to scale these and get the most amount for our buck, I think the 100K is the best. I mean, 150K is another like what, 50, 60 bucks more. But I don't really, like, I just don't think it's worth it. So I have 3 of the 100Ks. I'm eventually going to buy 2 more to have all 5 of the 100Ks on here. They're about $155 per one. Okay. And actually, probably I might even, and maybe the next tomorrow, I might even have a link for you guys to get even a bigger percentage off as well. Thanks, but I got to run. So peace out, everyone, and let's stay green tomorrow. Yes, sir. So I will have a promo code for you guys hopefully soon so you guys can get advantage of that. But let's kind of talk about the 100K select funded accounts. So first thing, you can get funded in 3 days, right? The profit target is $6,000. There is no, there's only an end of day. There's no daily loss limit. So you have up to $3,000, just like in Take Profit Trader, that you can have as buffer. Not bad, pretty good. Okay. Consistency only in the funded or only in the test stage is 40%. So TPT is about 50%. This is 40%, which is a very, very easy workaround, guys. Pretty much meaning you can't, out of $6,000, you can't make more than 2.4K in 1 day. So technically, if you just make $2,000 a day, you'll pass in 3 days and you're good to go. Not bad at all, right? So 3 days funding, don't make more than 2.4K in a day. Reset fees, if you blow them, is $155, so pretty much the exact same, right? And activation fee, none. Super awesome. I love that. So all in $155 per one account. Super nice. And then the contract size is 8 minis or 80 micros. More than enough for trading in general, especially if you have 5 accounts. Again, I only have 3 of these right now. I am looking to get 2 more probably at the end of next week or sometime. But as right now, I just have 3. I want to probably get some payouts on these guys before I start investing in the other 2. And I'll kind of walk and show you guys as well. But I have 3 of these accounts. And now that's the evaluation stage, okay? Now, there's a really, really, really cool thing here called the Choose Your Funded Path. All right. Is Tradeify good? Yeah, I'm explaining it right now. It's being recorded at the end. Okay. I think Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, and Alpha are the best prop firms to use. All right. So you guys can see that there's a lightning funding. I'll kind of talk about that here in a second. I wouldn't really recommend it, but I will kind of talk. I'll touch on that. Okay. So it is being recorded back. So if we go to the choose your funding path, this is pretty cool. This is a really cool. Okay. It actually says once you pass the account, you can choose between the daily or the flex. I'm personally going to pick the flex. Okay. And I'll tell you why I'm going to pick the flex. But if you guys choose to do the daily, meaning you can get paid on day one of passing, meaning frequently payouts daily, like daily, guys, which is pretty sick. Maximum payout though is 1.5K, which again is still nice. But let's say you have you build up the account and you hit like a 3K day, you only can take out 1.5, which again is not bad, but there's a cap though. Still 1.5K is a lot of money in one day, but it's still a cap. All right. And then obviously there's no consistency rule, which is amazing. But again, since they're saying you get paid daily, obviously you can lose a total of only 2.5K now. So they actually withdraw $500 of the drawdown. So you can't lose more than 2.5. And they have a daily loss limit, meaning if you lose 1.5K, they kick you out from trading for the day and say, hey, you know what? You can't trade until tomorrow. And then you can't lose a max of 2.5. So it's not bad. But then I'm like, well, the flex account, you still can get paid in 5 days, which guys, it's 5 days is not big of a deal. I kind of like the 5-day payout system because it's kind of like, hey, work for the week, pay yourself on a Friday every week. You know, I kind of like that. So the 5-day payout thing is what I have. I'm going to pick the flex. Now, what's really cool, max payout, and this is per account, guys. So I have 3 accounts. You can have a total of 5. This is per account. You can get a max payout of $4,000. A lot better than 1.5K, right? You can get $4,000 out of one payout, and then no consistency rule, no daily loss limit, and you can have a total drawdown of $3,000 instead of the max drawdown or the daily of 2.5. So, which is pretty nice. So I obviously say get this. Now, the biggest thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about as well is to do payouts. You have to obviously, just like a take profit trader. Actually, no, take that back. Excuse me. You can actually have up to max of $4,000, but let's say you only can do 50%. So to get the max payout, you have to make $8,000 in 5 days to get a $4,000 payout. But again, it's not bad. Even if you make like 3K or in a week, you can still do a decent payout if you have multiple accounts. So this is the one I'm using. Any questions on Flex? Any questions on the account that I'm using? I have the 100Ks. I'm going to check the Flex account. They're really nice. Their payouts are very fast as well. I'll show you their dashboard here in a little bit. Do they have intraday? No intraday either, which is super nice. So you can see it says max drawdown EOD. That means end of day. So there's no end of day drawdown or intraday drawdown, which is super nice. Cool. Again, I have 3 of these. I'm going to get 2 more in the future. I have the funded of 3 days. It's $155 per account. Now let's go to the lightning funding. And I don't really recommend this because even if you have the money, I don't recommend it. Now this is kind of like, hey, instant funding. You don't have to go through evaluation. But I mean, guys, evaluation is 3 days. Or at least a limit of 3 days. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So this is, I just think, a little bit just wasting your money. You know, because if you do the 100K, it's $440. Right? It's a lot of money. Okay. And yes, obviously you get instant funded, right? You're funded instantly, but the payout frequency is 5 days. Maximum accounts you can have is up to 5, which is pretty sick. And then obviously there's a consistency rule, 20%. So that's kind of stupid. There's a daily loss limit of 2.5 and the end of day is 4,000. So, no, I mean, $480, bro, is a lot of money. I mean, even if you do the 50K, it's still $356. It's a lot of money, guys, for one account. Then if you can just get 5, you can literally get 5 of the accounts almost for the same exact price. So it's like, what's the point for 3 days? So I kind of ignore the instant life funding. I don't really know why people pay for it. I think it's just a money grabber because there is no reason to. It's, again, 3 days. You're in a sim account. Not that big of a deal. And if you really want to go ballsy, 1 day. Okay. So that is that. Now it's pretty cool. Now inside of these accounts, which is pretty sick, inside of the Tradify dashboard, they have a journal, which is pretty cool. Okay. And the journal actually kind of looks like Top Step or kind of looks like here. And it's pretty cool. It actually shows you your trades, your winning trades, and so forth, your percentages, how much you're up, how much you're down, and all that good stuff. It's really, really, really cool. I like it. It actually combines all of your accounts. So I have 3 accounts. So out of 3 accounts, I didn't make 37 trades on one account. This off of 3 accounts. And I made 6.3K, and then yesterday 2.1K. So the dashboard is really, really nice. Okay. It's part of Project X. Yep, it's part of Project. That's why I love it. It's really cool. But I actually trade off of Tradeovate. I have Tradeovate. I place the trades on Tradeovate through here. And again, I'll explain that here in a little bit. But again, Tradeify is amazing. I got 3 accounts. I'm going to get 5 in the future. They're cool. All right. Now let's move on over to Alpha Futures. Okay, let's move on over to Alpha Futures. I have 0 accounts with these guys. I'm probably not going to get any of these accounts for a while. Right now, my goal is to get, I have 5 TPT accounts, 3 Tradeify accounts. Now my goal is to get 5 TPTs, which I already have, and then 5 Tradeifys, which would be a total of 10 accounts. And then maybe down the road, I'll get maybe, because you only can have a max of 3 accounts on Alpha. So maybe in total, I'll probably have 13 accounts down the road. But as of right now, I have 8 accounts right now. I'm going to get 2 more on Tradeify, and then down the road, not anytime soon, you can do Alpha Futures, which is not bad. I actually have an affiliate with these guys. It's in the Discord if you guys choose to use them. Now they're pretty sick. I would definitely recommend using the Alpha Futures Standard plan. Oh, no, sorry, not the Standard plan. The Advanced plan. Now, yes, it's a little more expensive. It's $200 to $79 per account. You can have up to 3 of these accounts. It says 3 accounts right here. You can hold through news, which is pretty nice. Consistency rule 50%. It's pretty standard in most prop firms. You can get funded in as little as 2 days, which is pretty sick. And then obviously profit target 8K, maximum drawdown 3,500. Not bad at all. You know, the drawdown's pretty decent. The obviously profit target's a little on the heavy side, but I mean, if you guys are profitable, you guys can hit that. And then obviously you can get payouts in 5 days, 90% up to profit splits, up to 3 accounts. And then obviously no resets, obviously, and then no daily loss card, and then no intraday trailing drawdown either. Again, they're nice. I give them like number 3 out of the 3. You can maybe use them down the road. They are a tad bit more expensive, but they're not a bad option. Okay, I don't have any of these accounts. I'm not going to use any of these accounts. But as of right now, down the road, maybe I might touch into this, maybe get 300Ks on the Alpha Future Advanced plan. What's insane though is you can have up to 15K withdrawals per account off of 3 accounts max, which is ridiculous. But again, down the road, I might touch this and might get them. But as of right now, I do not have any. Okay, and then obviously TPT, you guys know them. I use them. You guys have been using them. They're really, really beautiful. You guys probably know the rules, right? Trade 5 days, and then you can get your withdrawal. They're immediate. Like, it's pretty nice, up to 5 accounts. Very, very good promos. No activation fee, and so forth. How often can you withdraw from Alpha? 5 days. Every 5 days, you can withdraw from Alpha. Okay, but a lot of you guys know TBT, so I'm not really gonna go a ton into Take Profit Trader. Same for Tradeify. Yep, unless you do the Flex, Scarlet. Unless you do the Flex, then it's daily. But I would just recommend the 5. Again, 5 days is not bad at all. All right, it's really not that bad if you guys are consistent and you guys are obviously staying on top of it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be kind of talking about is cool. So I have Tradeify. They're all linked, right? They're all linked inside of what? Tradeovate. Okay, and what's really cool is this platform. Does Alpha have intraday? Nope, Alpha does not have intraday. Okay. The only one that has intraday is TPT, but again, guys, intraday is not that big of a deal. I know a lot of us in here are scared or a little nervous on intraday. Guys, intraday is not that bad. I promise you guys. Okay, if you guys are just consistent and have good risk management and good leverage, you'll get over the intraday without even a huff or a puff. I've never had a problem with the intraday. Okay, but again, no, neither one of those have intradays. Now, how do we trade all of these accounts together? How can I have 5 TPT accounts and 5, or technically for me now, 3 Tradeifys, and maybe down the road 3 alphas, and then when I hit one button, they all copy at the same time. Meaning if I have 13 accounts, I hit buy, it copies on all 13 accounts, right? And if I make $500 on one account times 13, right, that is $6,500. And if you can just make $500 a day in a week, that's over $32,000 in a week, which is ridiculous off of $500 days. And that is why compounding these accounts is ridiculously insane. Okay. Again, I only have 8 accounts as of right now. Does trade take a percentage? No, but there is a monthly fee for them. Okay. Yeah, of course. And nothing's free, right? You can do a 7-day free trial. They have a 7-day free trial. I'm actually using their 7-day free trial. I think it's $100 a month though to use these guys, but I mean, it's an investment. If you guys are consistent and able to do this, you guys making this type of money, $100 a month, is nothing, right? Plus it's a tax write-off. Boom, right? So let's give my example. I'm going to go to the connections here, okay? And you guys can see, again, I only have Take Profit Trader and Tradeify, right? And you guys can see I have 5 accounts with Take Profit Trader, and I have 3 accounts with Tradeify, right? So in total, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 accounts in total as well. So I have 8 accounts in total. I have cool, right? So 8 accounts is pretty good. Now, again, if I actually hit the details, you can see the accounts specifically. Go to details, see the accounts specifically. Now, to go to the cockpit, right? This is the cockpit, and this is all the accounts linked together, right? My accounts, the Tradeify accounts, the Take Profit Trader accounts, and then I have a lead account, right? And I can change the leader account. So I pick the leader account, and then all I do is go into Tradeivate, right? And when I go into Tradeivate, and I go into the lead account and I hit an order on Tradeivate, hit buy or sell, it's going to copy all of these accounts at the same time, which is pretty crazy, right? It's going to copy them all at the same time. And then you can see here my total balance, right? If I put all the balances together, I have over like almost $700,000 of capital, right? Which is insane, okay? There is slippage, but it's not that bad. There is a little bit of slippage, but it's not like ridiculously slippage. Okay, it's not like crazy bad, but it's cool. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I actually go to the dashboard here, which is what a lot of you guys were talking about. Oh my goodness, Will. How do you see like your thing? What's the dashboard look like? And this is the dashboard, right? So if I go to the dashboard right here, you can actually see how I'm doing so far, right? With my days, with my trades, and it actually copies all my data. So you can see today I made $9,000. Yesterday I lost $62. Tuesday I made 1.2K. Monday I made 2.1K, right? So in total I'm up 12.3K for the week, right? So you can see it's not bad at all, and you can actually calculate it. You can see your win rate, you can see your loss rate, you can see it's pretty much everything that TradeZella has, but more. It's just like TradeZella, pretty much, for $100 a month, but you get to copy trade everything. So you don't have to, like Brent, you probably upload your stuff. You don't have to upload anything. It's very, very nice. It's very, very simple. It's great, right? Now, and then actually you can do your trades, your specific actually trades. You can see my win rate's kind of bad this week because of how bad PA has been, right? You can see your dailies, your weeklies. I can even input my strategy in here, which is cool. Manage my data, and all that good stuff. So it's a really, really, really cool software. Again, you get 7 days for free. It copies trades over everything. So eventually you can have up to 13 accounts. Or if you guys want to go extremely crazy, I'm not very big into Apex. I'm not very big into them. But at the same time, what you guys can do, if you guys are absolutely crushing it, have 5 TPT accounts, 5 Tradeify accounts, 3 Alpha accounts, right? And then 20 Apex accounts. That's like, you could have a total of like math over here. 20 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3. You can have up to 33 accounts at once, right? And then if you take like a $600 trade times 33, that's $19,000 in a day, right? But now Apex is a little more expensive, okay, because you have to pay the activation fees, right? Apex, you have to pay an activation fee, which is like $149 time. Yeah, so it can get kind of pricey, but down the road, you can see the amount of potential that this can give you. Down the road, you can have up to 33 accounts, or you can even go crazier and be like, okay, hey, I want to trade with, there's other prop firms out there. There's a lot of other ones, and you could really stack these. Like, you can have up to 50 accounts, right? It's insane, down the road. But again, for me right now, I only have 8 accounts. I'm going to stack them slowly, see what I can do, see how it works out, right? And go from there. Okay. Any questions whatsoever on prop firms, copy trading? Again, if you want more in depth of setting this up, just direct message me after the lesson. We can get you pulled up here. Okay. But any questions so far on that, or are we good to go? We good? Thumbs up. We chilling. And I'll reshare my screen with Thinkorswim here. What's wrong with Apex, or what don't you like about it? One is crazy expensive, right? So if you buy, the initial might be only like $40 an account, but once you pass, right, you have to pay an activation fee, and then obviously you have to trade for 8 days before you even get a payout. 8 days is ridiculous. And then you have to have a consistency rule. There's an intraday trailing drawdown for the accounts. It's just a little bit more complicated. But obviously down the road, once you guys are stacking up payouts, getting it, then maybe down the road, maybe you can lean towards that. I would actually pick Elite Trader funding. It's a different prop from over Apex, but you kind of can go from there. Cool. So that is that with prop firms and everything like that. Before I get into the trading and stuff like that, Scarlett, I'm gonna have you come up here, and then you can kind of talk about your trading, how you did today, what you thought you did good, what you did bad, and kind of give us a little bit of a rundown.
Hey guys, I did pretty good today. I caught that amazing short and made two grand. Um, and today I proved to myself that it was worth walking away yesterday, 400 red. That's my max loss limit, and I respected that yesterday. And it didn't feel too good, but I was proud about being able to walk away. And then today I just made up for that and more. So I really liked what Will said yesterday, how a loss or going red is just a business expense. So it's helping me, and I'm journaling a little bit more detailed. So all of that is helping me just see it as, hey, if it's not today, it's tomorrow, and I'll make up for it. But it's a work in progress, right? It definitely is mental with me. So I'm getting there.
Awesome. Yep, exactly. It's definitely a mental slow grind, and it can be kind of nerve wracking when you're stacking all these accounts together. But that's why when you have all these accounts, you guys don't even know to go in heavy. You can trade with like 4 MNQs, $300 days, right? You can literally trade $300 days, and even $300 days off of 8 accounts is 2.4K a day. So what's really cool is you don't have to try to make the $1,000, $2,000 days on one account. You can just make small $300, $400 days, and that still is a massive amount of money down the road. So thank you, Scarlett, for sharing. Let's kind of review the markets. Again, today was just disgusting. Really bad market, really bad everything in today's market. I think since last Tuesday, we've had bad price action since last Tuesday, guys. So we've been having bad price action for like 6 trading days. Even with the $100 days with just 10 counts is insane. Yeah, 100%, right? 100%. So the only really good trade that I kind of liked this morning was that first trade that we took. We're just looking at this price action, guys. Like, look how disgusting and ugly this is. Like, I don't even have to really explain how bad today's price action was. Right after that initial drop, we literally just traded sideways all day. And the biggest thing is when times to trade, right? Guys, if you guys want to trade after that 9:15, 9:30 window that we hop off on, the best times to trade, and if you guys have to write this down, write it down. It's going to be between 8 a.m. when Scarlett hops on, so 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's like almost 8. That's like 3 hours, right? So from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, that's the window to trade. Now, the market is going to be dead all the way until from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m., Central Time. So if you guys are like, oh, I still want to take maybe another trade, never trade between 11 to 1. Okay. Then obviously at 1 o'clock, the market might pick up again, and then you could trade that till close. So the times to trade are between 8 to 11 and then 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. I would say 1 to 2. I'll give about 1 to 1 to, so maybe that last hour and a half time. So that's the time to trade. You never trade between. If you guys are taking trades at 11 a.m. to 12 or 11 a.m. to 1, that's dangerous, right? You guys can see market just absolutely died out at 11 a.m. and look what happened, right? Straight just chopped, straight dead price action, okay? Now, the trade that we took today was literally an A+ setup. I kind of explained that today in the live trading, how we had that massive dump, right? We hit highs, we formed that lower high, and then we had that massive dump to the downside, and then tapped into that lower high right here, plus a key level, and then continued. So the first trade today, would you rate PA today? Oh, PA, like Z minus, negative quazillion, right? Really, really bad price action. The only good setup was this morning's trade. Yeah. Today's trading was terrible. Yesterday's trading was terrible. The day, if you guys actually want to see this, and it's not just the movement, the volume is really bad, right? The volume is extremely bad. We can even see, look at the market. Let's go to the 3-hour time frame here, and you guys can see, look how disgusting price has been lately. This volume is just straight, just dead volume, and it's really not going anywhere, right? So if you guys are struggling to be consistent, you guys are blowing accounts, you guys are getting frustrated, it's because the market's not going anywhere. And when you guys are over leveraging like crazy, you guys are going to be blowing accounts like crazy. So that's why I might actually lean towards you guys getting multiple 5, 6, 7 accounts. Because why? Because it might make you like say, hey, I just made $200, but off of 8 accounts. I can walk away from that. Or hey, I just made $300 on 8 accounts, instead of saying, oh, I have to make $1,000 on 1 account. You know what I mean? So please, like be chill with that. Now, we just have to wait. Like, for us to really see something happen here, we have to probably get out of this range here. So we have to get above 25,732. If we can get above 25,732 here, we could probably get some decent room to finally continue to the upside, right? If we can't get above high of today, I think we're just going to be stuck back into consolidation. Markets are going to still be really annoying, and nothing's going to happen. So, I mean, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's the last day of the week of trading. So hopefully it will give us something, right? We don't know. But the big clear sign for us to know that maybe we might get a big move is if we can get above 25,732. Okay. Now, if we're going to get a big move to the downside, what do we need to see? We obviously need to see probably, because to get out of the consolidation, right? So we probably have to see it get out of 25,400, right? So if we can finally get out of this range, you can see, look what price is doing, guys. It's just chilling inside of this area. It's like it's bouncing back and forth between these two ranges. You can see the price action is truly not moving in one direction. It's not going higher. It's not going lower. It's staying sideways. All right. Do you recommend passing one account at a time and then go after that before thinking about taking your payout, build a buffer, and then go to the next account and so on? Yes and no. If you are at your stage in your trading where you haven't passed an account yet, you haven't gotten a payout, and you're just struggling to pass these accounts, then the safest, most financial way of doing it is going to be buying one, just like you said, buy one account, get a payout, reinvest that payout into more accounts. Now, if you are somebody that is profitable, consistently passing these accounts with ease and not really stressing about that, then 100% go ahead and buy all the accounts right now. So it really, again, depends upon your skill level, where you are in your trading, if you're comfortable passing the accounts, or if you're not comfortable passing the accounts, then you have to go ahead and just make that decision and go from there, right? Would you recommend copy trading at all the evals at the same time through TradeSync? Again, right, it depends upon how confident you are in passing the accounts. If you're struggling to just pass these accounts, no, go one account at a time. Now, if you buy all the accounts at once and you're confident in being able to pass them all, then 100% copy them all at the same time. Okay, that's where the leverage comes in. But you can make massive gains if you guys are profitable. If you guys aren't profitable, it's just going to be you're burning your money faster because you're buying more accounts. Okay, but that's why I like Tradeify and TPT, right? There's no activation fee. So the one payment is that's it. You don't have to worry about paying for another. Oh, it passed. Now I have to spend more money, right? That's the good thing. Alpha Futures is a $149 activation fee. Stupid, right? Apex activation fee. And that's kind of why I'm staying between Tradeify and TPT as of right now. Okay. Which is pretty cool. And then, by the way, before we can continue moving on here, again, the challenge will start Monday. So tomorrow is the last day to lock in your account if you want to participate. So tomorrow is the last day. If you guys decide to join the trading account challenge, tomorrow is the last day to get in. And then Monday, we're going to crack in on the account challenge, and it's going to be massively insane. Okay. Now, let's kind of break down trading. Now, there's not a lot to talk about in price action, right, with just these last couple of days. So I'm actually not even going to be talking about NQ. I'm actually going to be going over to NVIDIA, which absolutely means absolutely nothing. And look at NVIDIA price action. That actually looks disgusting. I'm going to try to find something that has decent price action. So, okay, this is not terrible price action. This is Tesla here. That has semi-decent price action. So I can kind of just talk to you guys about levels, talk to you guys about identifying levels, identifying trend, and so forth. Okay, so here's Tesla. Now, pretend this is NQ. This is just for example purposes. But when you guys are charting out your levels, and when you guys are even looking at the market, your job is to identify levels. Like when you wake up in the morning and you're ready to trade, the first thing on your to-do list as a trader is to be able to draw your levels. The second step as a trader is to identify trend. Your third step as a trader is to identify your entry. And then your fourth step as a trader is to identify risk and take profit, right? So I matched your zones this morning. Good. That means you're getting better and you're developing it. Good, right? So if our step one as a trader is to identify our zones, I'm going to start on the 15-minute time frame, right? And I'm going to be looking, the data that I'm going to be using to draw out my levels is pre-market and yesterday levels. So the two areas of data that I'm going to be looking for is pre-market data and yesterday's data. If this is today's data, like if this hasn't happened yet, right? Again, Tesla's been just pretty choppy and bad PA today, but the data I'm going to be looking for is pre-market, which is this, and yesterday, which is this. Okay. So if we go ahead and zoom on in here, I'm going to now go to the 5-minute, get my rectangle tool out, and all that we're going to do is we're going to draw out our resistance and support levels, right? So where's the first main level resistance that's kind of popping out to you on pre-market here? Right there, right? There's a main level resistance popping right out to us. Now, where's the main level of support popping out to us in pre-market? Right here, right? Easy support level. Taps it, comes up, taps it, comes up, taps it, comes up. So we have a main level resistance. We have a main level support. Now, to be able to draw our zone, we need another line here, right? So where's the next main level of support after this? The next main level of support after this is going to be right here. How did I know that? Why is that this is the next level of support? Because look what happened. This is support level. We bounce up, we come back down, we touch this level. This is what a support level, and we continue coming back up. So we just were able to draw one of our zones just based upon what? Pre-market data. Okay, so let's go ahead and then draw our zone. Boom, inside of this little beautiful box here. And there we go. There's our zone. And if we actually move on over, go to a 2-minute time frame here, look how accurate, based upon our pre-market zone that we just drew, look how accurate it is for market open. Market open was right here. Look what happened. We tapped right into the zone, came all the way back up. We tapped into the zone, came all the way back up. Tapped into the zone, came up, tapped into the zone, came up, tapped into the zone, came up. Look how accurate that was, and we identified that in pre-market conditions. So now let's go back to the 5-minute time frame. Boom. Let's go ahead and now look. So since we have a resistance level here, where's the next level of resistance in pre-market? It's going to be right here. Boom. Right? Resistance, resistance. We hit this level, we get rejected. We hit this level, we get rejected. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw out our zone right here as so. Boom. Right? And if we just go to a 2-minute time frame now, look how accurate this is acting. We come into the zone, tap into it, sell right off. Come into the zone, tap into it, sell off, right? Finally break above the zone, come back down, acting as support, shooting right back up. And this is just off of 2 levels I drew off of pre-market data. So now we'd say, boom, we have our 2 levels, we have our 2 zones, market's about to open, right? What is now our step 2 as a trader? What do we need to do next? Identify trend, right? Lately, trend's been absolutely just disgusting, and that's where we're struggling lately, because the trend is there is no trend. It's a sideways market. But what we can do is, here's market open, taps into this. What would we be looking for? We'll be waiting for a closure above this level. Did we ever get a closure here? No, right? The next thing, did we ever get a closure below this key level down here? No. So should we be taking any type of short position in this area? No, we should not. We never got a closure. Okay. Now, did we get a closure above this level? Yes, we did. This candle right here closed above this level. So we could potentially start looking for an uptrend. Okay. Now, do we form any higher highs and higher lows here? No, we do not. So we're just ripping to the upside. So do we take any specific trade here? No, we do not. Okay. Then market comes all the way back up, right? Comes all the way back up and then starts selling back off. Interesting. Let's look what price action is doing. We're coming back down here. This candle never closes below this key level. And since it never closes below this key level, we're still long bias, right? But what do we have to see to go long? A higher low. Boom. Here's that higher low right here. Cool. Now we're holding above this level. So where would we want to take the trade? You would want to take the trade at the next high, right? Right here. Did that ever happen? No, it did not. Never have taken the trade. What would have been wrong to have taken it long at the bottom of the zone? Yeah, because you're just that's kind of jumping the gun. There's still not enough confirmation that you're in an uptrend. That's only like 1 confirmation out of the 3 that you need. Okay, so we should have been taking the long here, TP at previous highs. Did that happen? No, never did happen. Never taking the trade. But look what happened. Then we just got immediate selling pressure. Interesting, right? We closed below this bottom level. We're trading below the VWAP. We're trading below the 200-day moving average. Our bias now has to shift to now short side pressure. Okay, so what is the first thing that kind of points out to our head? We just got a high here. Boom, lower high right there, closes below this. This candle right here, right, comes up to retest this level. There's that lower high. Again, if you guys are new, this might be a little confusing. That's why it's recorded, so rewatch this 1,000 times. Get that lower high. My entry would be right here at the most recent low, or my entry can be at the 50% here, because if we tap this and come right back down, I can enter my short position here, or I can enter my short position here. Now, if I enter my short position here, my stop loss would just be high at the zone. If I enter my short position here, my stop loss would be candle low high. Okay. And then where would our take profit obviously be on this trade? Where would our take profit be? Our take profit would be next zone. Boom, hits beautifully. That would be a beautiful trade. Okay. And there was one trade that we did. We identified our zones. We identified our trend. We waited for price to get into the zones, right? And once price got into the zones, we waited for confirmation, candle closure. That's why I always tell you guys in the morning, wait for candle closure. If you don't wait for candle closure, it's more of a risk, especially in wiki price action days, right? And then wait for the play to happen, identify the trend, and go from there. All right. I'm gonna do one more example here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. And then we'll give you guys obviously more and more examples. But let's do NVIDIA. NVIDIA is bad. Let's do Meta. Okay. We'll do Meta here. Ooh, Meta is interesting. No, I don't like Meta. Meta's price action is disgusting. Let's do gold. Let's see if gold is looking. Yeah, okay, gold's pretty good. So first things first. What are we gonna do? We're gonna use pre-market data and yesterday data. Okay. What are we going to do? First off, we're going to draw out our main levels of resistance and our main levels of support. Okay, so let's get a drawing tool out. Main level resistance right there. Main level support right there. Cool. All right. Now, where's the next level of resistance after this level, right? The next level of resistance would be right here, right? Resistance, resistance. Beautiful. We just drew our zone number 1, okay? There's a zone. If I can get my rectangle tool to work here. Boom. All right. Now, where would our support level resistance support be? So if we have support here, where's the next key level support? Right there. Now, in this instance, obviously we know what price already did. Price never went down to this zone. So this zone is technically invalidated because price never went here. It doesn't matter. All right. So I'll go ahead and I usually go ahead and draw 2 resistance levels or 2 resistance zones and 2 support zones. So our next level support zone would be where, right? We have support here and we have support here. Okay. Clear level support, bounces into it, shoots back up, bounces into it, shoots back up, bounces into it, shoots back up, bounces into it, shoots back up. So we have our 2 levels support right here. We're going to go ahead and draw our zone like so. Boom, boom. Cool. Now we have 2 levels of, we have zone support level zone 1, support level zone 2. Where's the next resistance level we can work off of here? The next level resistance we can work off of here would be resistance here to resistance here. Okay. Why is that? Resistance, sell off, resistance, sell off. Next level, this is a support level, broke it, so it's going to act as resistance. See how it's resistance, shoots back down, resistance, shoots back down. So now we have our 2 zones of resistance and our 2 zones of support. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw that. Cool. So now let's go now to the, and this is all in the 5 minute. I'm charting all this on the 5 minute time frame, guys. And then if we go now to the 2 minute time frame, look how this plays out. Market opens, immediately taps into this zone. So again, I wouldn't really do anything. I would wait. What happens? We start consolidating, right? So then what we can do is, hey, if we're staying above this zone and we break out of this most recent high and we're staying above this zone and we're forming kind of a consolidation, we could take a breakout play here into TP1, TP2, into the next zone, right? Our stop loss on this trade will be candle low, which would be right here. So if our entry is right here, our stop loss would be right here. And then obviously we would slowly trail our stop loss once price goes in our direction. And then obviously we can see that price hits that level, and that would be a beautiful trade. Okay. Now, let's say we miss that trade. We're not taking anything. What do we want to wait for here? Look what happens. We break. Let's say we haven't taken a trade yet, right? We break. We close above this zone. We're trading above the 200-day moving average. We're trading above the VWAP. We're obviously looking like pretty bullish. Okay. Now what I want to see if we break above and close above this is a higher low. Look what happens. Acting as resistance, coming back down, forming that higher low that we need. That means that we go ahead and take longs at the high of this level right here. Stop loss below candle low. Take profit can be next high. And I would probably exit a little sooner because that's over a 15 to 20 point move. There's another winning trade. And you can see when the market actually moves, this is gold. Gold moved a little better than NASDAQ. That trades like this happen and they work. Okay. Then what happens, right? Let's say we haven't taken a trade yet, right? Look what happens. We come back down into the zone. We close above the zone, inside of the zone, right? We're still trading above the VWAP though. So I would not be taking any short position. So even though we're dumping, we're trading above the VWAP and the 200. Gonna sit on my hands and not take a short position unless we're clearly trading below the VWAP and the 200-day moving average. Then obviously we come back into the zone, same exact gist, right? Closes above, forms that higher low, take the break at this high, right? And then obviously stop loss candle or zone low, so entry, stop loss, take profit next high. This trade would be in a little bit of a drawdown, and that's where people have to go in with proper risk management, because if you guys aren't going in proper risk management, this specific trade, you would have been in drawdown for a little bit until the trade would have gone in your favor. Okay. Again, I'm going to be breaking down a lot more of these trades in the future, doing a lot more trade recaps. But again, I'm slowly, showing you guys exactly what we're looking for. Very simple strategy. Identify your zones, identify your trend, identify volume, control your risk, control your leverage, repeat, and do this day in, day out, every day. Okay, love this session, rewatching this session. Yeah, I got you, of course. Okay, tomorrow we're going to be doing more, just straight more examples and more charting as well for like a whole 40 minutes. I'm not going to talk about anything else other than charting. But again, I kind of want to talk about a little bit of prop firms, multi-prop firm trading, and then a little bit of charting. So again, that is going to be kind of it for me. But it's about a 40-minute lesson. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up. Any questions whatsoever that you guys have for me? Any questions, any comments, any concerns? Are we all good? Does this kind of make sense? Again, rewatch this video will be uploaded in about 15-20 minutes after I end this live. Okay, so you guys can kind of rewatch it 1,000 times over if need be. Okay, but hopefully this makes more sense. Start practicing this. What I just did right now for you guys in person or on the live, go ahead and do this on your own time. Send screenshots to me if you want clarification. Practice, practice, practice. Do this for hours if needed, because the more time you put into this, the faster you're going to get your results to what you guys are looking for. All right. So hope everybody has a good evening. Hope that makes sense. Hope everybody kind of understood it. If you have more questions about multi-prop firm trading, prop firms, anything else in between that, again, I'm one text away. All right. I'm not that far away to be reached. Okay. But other than that, that's it for me tonight, guys. Have a beautiful rest of you guys this Thursday evening, and let's finish the week off tomorrow morning on a green note, and cross fingers we get good PA. But other than that, guys, you guys are amazing. I got you. Have a great rest of you guys' night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out, team, and good work.